Hello everyone, thanks for joining me in this video of informed consent. In this video, I'm going to walk you through what Tennessee State Board requires for informed consent and what I found on a sample Tennessee informed consent form. When I looked at the Tennessee State Board's requirements, I noticed that they don't give one neat checklist, but the expectations are pretty clear across their rules and laws. Now, Tennessee wants counselors to be upfront about who they are. What that means is sharing credentials, licensure, and areas of competency. Clients should know exactly who they're also working with. Next, the counselor has to explain the nature and the purpose of counseling, basically what counseling is and what clients expect the process to be like. Confidentiality is a big one. Tennessee requires counselors to explain confidentiality in all the exceptions, especially mandatory reporting. Tennessee has strict laws regarding reporting child abuse or neglect, so that has to be spelled out very clearly. They also require counselors to outline fees, financial policies, and the client's right to end services as well. Something that Tennessee really emphasizes on is giving clients information how to file a complaint with the board. That piece is sometimes forgotten, but it's quite a very strong requirement. Tennessee has specific rules around minor consent and telehealth. Telehealth actually needs its own separate informed consent form explaining risk, limitations, and expectations. I choose a Tennessee clinician's informed consent form that I had looked at before, and overall it was pretty thorough. So it included the counselor's credentials, a description of the counselor's process, confidentiality and its exceptions, fees, communication policies, emergency procedures, and even a telehealth section was there as well. But there was a couple of things missing. Now, the form did not mention Tennessee's minor consent law, and it also didn't include the Tennessee Board's complaint contact information. Those are two things that the state specifically requires, so they are important, and that's why that stood out to me. Now, the ACA Code of Ethics goes even deeper than Tennessee laws itself in most parts of Tennessee. For example, the ACA wants counselors to explain their theoretical orientation, techniques, procedures, risks, benefits, and limitations. The sample form touched on some of it, but not all of it in a lot of detail. However, the ACA emphasized transparency around record keeping, how records are stored and how long they're kept. Also how clients could access them as well. The sample form mentioned records, but it didn't really break it down in very fine detail. And when it comes to technology-assisted services, the ACA expects a pretty thorough explanation as well. The sample form had a telehealth section, but it wasn't as detailed as the ACA recommends. Tennessee focuses heavily on legal requirements, confidentiality, mandatory reporting, telehealth services, and complaint procedures. The ACA provides a broader ethical framework, however, that encourages counselors to go deeper into things like techniques, risks, benefits, and record keeping. The sample form I viewed did a solid job covering most of the basics, but did not do a good job adding all Tennessee's minor consent laws and the board complaint information in detail. Detail in that area could have been better done, even in perspective of the ACA. That's my review for now. I'll also like to state that according to Blaze Kelly and Trackel of 2027, they discuss why consent is so ethically required in psychotherapy and how important it is within our field of work. Thank you so much for your time. I look forward to hearing all of your responses and reading all of your posts. Have a good night.